Guess what, Brew Dudes? It's Brew Dude Mike here. Figured I'd strap on the snowshoes. We talk a little bit about some winter brewing. Just figured I'd take a little walk, check out the snowshoes in the backyard here. Show you what we're up against for winter brewing. Got about 10 to 12 inches of snow on the ground right now. She is, it's a winter wonderland out here. Get my phone all wet. Can't see it out there. The lake's all frozen over. Snowed over. So we're in the throes of winter. Time to start thinking about winter brewing. Let's go back in the brew garage and I'll show you the other challenges we have. Alright, we're back in my garage. It's currently snowing. We're going to get another 6 inches tonight. But I just wanted to show you some of the challenges that we're up against here. I set up my brew kettle here with some water in it to do a little measuring not too long ago and get ready for a brew session. Well, I never got around to brewing, and so I put 14 gallons of water in this keg, and lo and behold, we've had some single-digit temperatures, and this keg is now one frozen block of ice. Look at this. It's pretty hardcore. The thing must weigh over 90 pounds at this point. That keg, frozen solid, it must weigh probably close to 90 pounds. I've got 14 gallons of water in there. Check this out. It's my ice climbing axe. I mean, that's all ice. I think it was more frozen not too long ago, but when I moved it around, I can see the water in the very bottom moving around. So I got to figure that out before I can brew a full-size batch. It's going to be a challenge. I got to get that ice out of there. So I'm thinking about putting the whole thing on the burner, lighten it up, and seeing if I can start to heat the water underneath and melt it. I'm just afraid of it expanding too much or something. But when it was frozen solid, I think the stainless steel did fine. I'm just worried about the fitting on the outside. It's just a bulkhead fitting. It's not a weld. So I can't brew out here until I get this ice out of my brew kettle. That's pretty crazy. And also all my brew hoses that I use for water, for running the chiller and stuff like that, those are frozen solid too. I didn't get those in time before the freeze came. Just got too distracted with family and getting a snowblower tuned up for the winter. But I think it's a perfect time to start thinking about some small batch brewing. And that's what I've got over here. So I think this is my future plan. So I have this two gallon cooler, little beverage cooler, and you can see I've got a tube running out the outside of it. Inside, I constructed a little. See if I can get this open. Little stainless steel braid in there, a piece of copper, and a rubber stopper in there just to seal it up. So I'm thinking I might be able to pull this off and do a little, 1.5 gallon batch. So maybe while it's frozen outside, everything's frozen, I can get away with doing some small batches. I got in the end of this piece of tubing, a little valve that I picked up a long time ago just for this purpose. I've always wanted to try some small batch stuff, so I figured cooler would be perfect for holding a mash just like I used to in my bigger cooler. And I can control the flow with this. I'll still batch sparge. And I got my old trusty 3-gallon kettle, so I could probably do like a 2-gallon pre-boil batch and then boil away in that kettle and figure out from there. And then it's so cold out, I can probably just put it in the snow or build a water bath with some ice and chill down pretty quick. So stay tuned. I think I'm going to give this a try, and then I'll use one of my propane tank and a propane burner right there. I got them stacked up in here, stored up. I'll do that in the deck out and back, so I can do all of this stuff in the house, and I can boil outside to keep the wife happy, and still be brewing despite the fact that my boil kettle is full of frozen ice, and it is freezing outside. But I do got my ice traps ready for some fishing once that lake is fully frozen, ready to go. Get out there and dig some holes in the ice. So The only other thing you got to worry about with winter brewing is cleaning out the chiller too, because if you get some water trapped in your immersion chiller, it can freeze on you and crack the copper. So there are some things to consider winter brewing, so stay tuned. I hope to fire off a small batch pretty soon. So from Mike at brew-dews.com, stay warm and keep brewing.